A few confessions as I get my camera loaded into my tripod here. First confession is this is my third time ever doing a live stream on YouTube. I am just trying to learn, and I think learning means doing something every day. And today I am just waking up this morning, walking the dog, getting life going, and saying, let me put together a few cards on a new live with folks this morning. So changed my camera angle, changed where I am, so things are a little bit new. But let me tell you what I'm going to do. If this is the first time we're meeting, my name is Sherri, and I am a paper crafter. I love making cards. What I'm going to do today is leverage some beautiful glitter, some nice pattern paper that I have stamped with some inspirational sayings and ideas. And I've got when I trimmed out this piece of paper, I have extra piece that's going to go inside the card we're going to embellish. And then these little beauties, which I just love, 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 are made from washi tape. You take the washi tape and you stretch it over a piece of cardstock, and then you use a die cutter to cut these out. And I have this beautiful pile, and there's colors that. Good morning, Tyra Julian. Oh, I'm so happy you're here. I'm putting together some cards, so you know I have a love for paper crafting. If you're here, what I'm going to do is start by doing the inside of my card. We're going to get the inspiration and all the beauty on the outside, but sometimes overlooking the inside of your card is a big miss. So what I've got are card bases here. Now I use a hammer mill cardstock, and what I do is make a bunch of noise. I use this scoring tool to mark it at the right length. So this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that's been cut down the center. And so the halfway mark is 5.5 right here. I'm going to score that for ease. Because I'm doing a few of these cards in an assembly line today, I am going to do a couple of these. And can you see that score line coming through? Not sure how good my lighting and audio is, but we are learning and we are trying, my friend. So do a third one of this, and I think I have 6 of these cards to assemble. So you see, last night I ran out of a little bit of steam when I was putting these cards together. So first thing this morning, I wanted to make sure that I said, you know what, let's get these all done, because there's nothing like a project that's half done pulling at your mind all day that you want to get back to. So I just wanted to clear the deck, so to say, and get myself going with a little creativity, and hopefully you will feel inspired as well too. So now these are scored. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to fold these in half to be a tent card. So this format of card is going to be standing like this. But first, it needs a little bit of extra oomph on its creasing. So this is called a bone folder. All I'm doing is taking that crease that I'm making, that I scored, folded it in half, and now I've creased it down so you can see it stands up beautifully. And will open beautifully for the recipient. And what's important about this process is that it's not going to crack the paper as we're doing it. It's a gentle process that allows us to have really high quality results. So again, tell me what you're doing. If you're hanging out with me here in the morning, is it before you're in the office today? Is it that you are doing a cup of coffee and trying to get your game on? Do you have a way that you love facing your morning? Is it, I know it's summertime, so that might mean that you have kids at home. Maybe the routine's a bit different. But I find that my mornings go exceptionally well, regardless of the weather, if I take my beautiful chocolate lab Luigi for a walk first thing. In fact, while I am not the most organized person on the planet, I do keep my walking gear totally ready so that I can follow to bed and basically get on the trails with him right away. And he is 8 years old, and he is 80 beautiful chocolate Labrador pounds. And I think this has been part of the really good quality of life for both of us. Okay, so inspiration happening here. Now we have 6 of these ready to go. You can see up here I have an array of the backgrounds, but like I said, I want to start with the inside of the card. Good morning, Eva. Look at my girls coming out to support me. You know what? If there's anything that I find inspiring, it is how my friends just love so well on me, and hopefully I on them, making sure that they feel like they are just the cherished people they are in my life. So I love you guys for coming. Thank you for being here this morning. Okay, so these cards, what we've done, this is going to be the card that I put together. We'll start with this pink one because I think pink is pretty. So this is what's going to be on the outside of the card. A shout out to Bellingham's. Okay, this is a new thing, Bellingham. I don't know what you are, but hello, it's good for there. Bella, I love these fairies too. I really feel like believing in yourself is an important thing when it comes to inspiration. So that's what the front's going to be like. We'll put some butterflies on it, but first, let's go to the inside of this. Now this card on the inside is measuring 5.5, and I want this strip that's the same stock of cut paper here to go inside, but I've just got to get that a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go ahead in my paper cutter here. Can you see where I'm paper cutting? No, let me move that for you. And I'm going to go to 5.25. That gives me a little bit of margin around the outside. And I feel like this might be a touch wide. So let's see, it is, it's 2 inches, and that's not bad, but I'm going to bring it down to 1.5. All right. Oh, football player. Now football is very cool. In Canada, we call that soccer. So are you talking soccer or are you talking football? All right. Okay, so this is going to go inside here. But also, let's pick out one of these beautiful washi tape butterflies. I think I want to go with one that's got its wings folded over like this. Can you see that okay? I'm going to add that embellishment somewhere along in here. So to do this, I'm going to take some glue. And actually, I'm going to take tape runner because it's a little cleaner on the inside of the card. So the back of this paper, I'm going to go. The paper cutter sound, I know I could do ASMR. Is that what that's called, Tyra? The whole time to just, I don't know, it's relaxing. It's a weird thing, but it is. Okay, so I've got some double-sided tape that I've just run across here inside of the card, adding a little bit of frame. I'm just eyeing it to keep a little bit of that white frame around because that's really pleasing. I'm going to take one of the butterflies, I think. Actually, I wish this was, what would you call that? Looking the other way, if you will. Oh, but look how pretty that is. So we're going to go with that. Now on the butterfly, because this is washi tape on cardstock, I want a little bit more adhesion. And you know what? When I didn't close my glue last night, I absolutely needed to start it. So let me show you this. It's a little tool that I have that I just clean the end of the glue if all is going well. A third try for a live stream, I'm going to put on a list that I can do to make sure my glue is running well. So that just clears out the glue. And now hopefully what we'll see is, yay, the glue is running beautifully. You don't want too much glue because, as you know, glue as a liquid will smush down. But let's go with, what do you think? See if I can do this. Should I go up here at the top, you guys? Or would you like the position to be more down towards the bottom or even off on the side over here? So I'll look at the chat and see if I'm good enough to actually figure out what you guys are guessing on here. But when I watch videos, I don't necessarily put something into the chat, but I speak out loud to myself to say, put it there, put it there. But I think this is pretty. If it comes out here, it's a nice little way to get it in. I like it being a little bit off of the pink insider. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that there like that. So that's going to be the inside of our card. Now, because I have lots of these butterflies, I also want to go ahead and choose a little one to go on the back here. So same idea, take the washi tape, a little bit of glue, because on the back of my cards, I think is a little opportunity to surprise and delight people. And I do think my thoughts out loud, Eva, and it's absolutely a funny thing when Luigi starts to answer me. Because, well, dogs can't talk in real life, but in my imagination they can. So also on the back, while I'm here, I'm going to put one of my stickers. Now these stickers are QR codes so that folks that I give these cards to know that they can come to YouTube and see where how to get to my YouTube channel. It's a little QR code. And then when I'm done, like an artiste, I am going to go ahead and sign this as well. So now we've started our card. The back is looking just cute and beautiful. Look at how pretty this is on the inside, but we're naked on the front. No, so we need some stuff to happen on the front here. Let's go ahead and build that. I'm going to tuck our card aside over here. And I'm glad, Tyra, that you voted for the top and that I put it on the top. That just makes me so freaking happy. Now, little trick. This is a block that I do stamping with. I'm just going to put it on top of my card. If in a moment I can't remember where my card is, somebody please tell me. Now, this beautiful cardstock at the back here, can you see that glitter? Is it showing you all the glittery goodness? That's something that can inspire me in the morning, let me tell you. I'm going to show you a trick. Last night when I was prepping these things, I really like this glittery cardstock, and it goes right behind the card. First, let me show you. When you take a card this size and you match the piece of paper that you've designed on here, that's one way of doing it. But if you're like me and a little bit extra, you cut out a couple little pieces from the inside of the card so that you can keep them for another project, because guess what? When I put this on, nobody's going to know. So it will have a little, it still has a beautiful mat, but I have some items for another project there. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my glue and I'm going around the perimeter. Now remember, if I were to go all the way through the inside, I have two holes there. So I've got to make sure that I'm not putting the glue on the holes where I don't need it. So I'm just putting the glue lightly around the perimeter. And I'm going to put a little touch of glue on the actual glitter cardstock here, just to give me that extra adhesion that I'm looking for. Okay, glue is on. Let's go. And I'm looking at and framing that up. Now, taking that block that I had before, I'm just going to give that a nice little press down here. And what I'm going to do next is choose some butterflies to coordinate with this. So there's so many beautiful colors. And the thing that I like about this palette that I've chosen is that each of the butterflies, certainly there's pink butterflies, but each of the butterflies has some of the color in it. So we can play with the color here and look for something. So I'm looking at these purple fairies that I have, the word believe. In the background, if you can see, these are sort of like, what would you call those? Dandelion fluffs? You know, when you make a wish with a dandelion? Those are in the background. So I feel like there's things floating. Now that's a nice match there with that pretty sort of teal color. Shapes and sizes. Let's try a purple and see. And I don't think I'm quite loving the purple. I think a contrast is looking prettier. Let's go with big contrast here. I think that's too much contrast. I've heard in cooking shows that one of the most important words that you need to remember is editing, and edit your work down to make sure that it's good. Oh, look at that. I feel like this is the right thing. Now, instead of using just plain glue, I'm going to use these dimensional two-sided foam tapes. So there's loft to them. I'm going to take the little butterfly. I'm going to put right on the back so it's sticky on one side and it's got a cover on the other. I'm going to remove the second side here, and I'm going to go ahead and add my butterfly with a little bit of loft. What you can see is it adds just a nice little touch to the cards, and we have a really cool way of adding an extra handmade touch, if you will, to it. So these butterflies aren't too big. They don't need to be put down with a ton of stuff. I like having a little bit of space behind them to go. And we're going to go, I feel like that looks right about there. And we're going to bring back the card that we started. Remember, we've got our inside with our butterfly, our outside with our butterfly. And now, my friends, we've got the outside made. We're going to adhere that. So let me get some double-sided tape onto this. And the glitter cardstock I'm using is quite thick, which means it's firm, which gives it a nice feel in the hand for the person receiving the card, kind of a rich feel, but also it's a little heavy. So I want to make sure that I'm using a really strong adhesive here on this double-sided foam. And I'm going to put a little bit inside these centers here, which is really on the back of that front paper. So lots and lots of tape is on there. Here we go. Getting our card. I always like to peek and make sure I've got it right side up, friends. Here we go. And we're going to get that put down. Take my block and give it a little extra press so it's adhered everywhere. And I'd like to say, for what time is it? Somebody tell me. This time in the morning here in Eastern time zone, we have a beautiful little card made. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my pen. I like the gold ink in this one. And I'm going to sign my little, I like to write handmade. So let's do the whole thing. Can I do it over here? Handmade by Sherri. All right, it's 8:40 a.m. All right, 8:40 a.m. It's not even 9 a.m. and we have our first card made with inspiration. I love it. Yay. All right, so we've got nice inside. There's still lots of room to write on this, and what I find is most people can go ahead, if they like, I'm one of those people that would write in this white space, but lots of people I've seen write right over this paper as well too. It's totally doable. You just want to watch how dark a color of paper that you're using to do that. But some dancing fairies, some fluttering butterflies, all ready to go. Handmade by Sherri. That's card number 1. I need to make a short of all of these sounds. Okay, you guys, you're on. Tyra, I may need your help in figuring out how to do that, but I'm becoming an editing machine. So I'm so glad you guys love the card. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to go ahead and make another one here and try and read the comments as I'm going, switching over to our blues. Remember, first thing I'm going to do is inside my card here. Once I get going, and if you weren't here when I started out, what I was saying is I basically started out with the idea of finishing some cards last night and got a little tired. And there's no point in crafting when you're tired, my friends. Things don't turn out nicely. Even though it's only paper, I don't want to. I don't want to make messy cards. I want them to turn out pretty. So here we go. We're doing this. All right. I'm so glad you guys were here. Thank you for coming. I'm going to make this one. I know days are busy, mornings are busy. Let me just tell you a couple more inspirational things. There's magic in every beginning is what we're working on for this one. And I'm telling you, I mean, like that could be us dancing right now, right? I don't think I own fairy wings, but I probably know somebody who does. I love being able to wake up in this morning in such a good mood like this and just get at her. So we've got this one here. Now I like the way the blue looks. I don't make every card the same. They're all a little individual sort of differences in them. But I do think what I'll try on this one, I don't want to use up too much of the white space for the person putting the card. So I kind of like that top that I did last time was very nice. But this is feeling, this is calling me over here. I'm going to just put it down in the corner. Hopefully the person writing it feels good about either using the other side or just writing a small sentiment in what they're doing. Here we go. I'm going to use this coordinating blue. And then guess where we're going again here? Right, you got it. If you saw it the first time around, we're going to the back. I'm going to look at, I feel like this purpley one is really pretty. And it's not too close to being on the blue that it has to have some sort of amazing matching or coordinating to it. It's just enough. The theme of color here. So on the back, lots of that nice glue. This time, in contrast to the last one, I'm going to go just a tiny bit more. So that was the last one, more central. Maybe actually I'll go, no, I'm going to go more central. What do you think? You know what? I'm going to put it right in the center of the back of the card, just for, again, something a little bit unique. So we've got our card folded. I like as I'm going to just remind the crease that I want it to be serious and have that stand up beautifully. So I'm going to get my sticker on there. And then when I finish this one, I will sign it like I always do. So a little QR code so they know where it came from. There we go. And now we're ready to assemble the front of our card. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now this one's not a glitter card. This cardstock has a shimmer to it, very pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and take our paper that I have designed, get some double-sided tape runner onto the back of it. And if you're with me and can see the colors of these, I'd love to see in the chat what type of color you think I should coordinate with this, because this one might be on all blues, or again, we might contrast it. Taking that block and holding it down. Let's see if I can move these out so that you can see some of them. So look at these fiery yellow ones. There's these pink. These ones have quite a bit of orange in them. I love these. Look at that teal, purple. This washi tape is beautiful. It is a new release that came out from Pink Fresh Studios that I am in love with. I first came in love with washi tape when I found some Japanese, actually ASMR YouTubers that were doing some beautiful, beautiful processes that I liked watching in the crafting world, and fell in love with washi tape. It's a really neat art. Okay, so I see that, yeah, that contrast, look at that. That is really pretty. Wonder if it's maybe the smaller one could get, you know what, maybe that half one with the butterfly wing closed might work here. Let's see. Let's see. What if we did, am I on the right path here? I feel like something good is happening. You know, there's magic in every beginning. Maybe it's a one and done too. That's always something fun to be able to have a bunch of elements and decide if there's a way that it looks best to you by trying the pieces and seeing what works best. I do really like the orangey look on this one. And nothing wrong with doing two of the same butterflies, right? So I could look about doing twinsing's not working for. Oh, wait, sometimes it's just about the position. What do you think? One and done, simple and beautiful. I like that, Bella. I'm going to do that. We're going to go with, all right, what do you think? This one or slightly larger in the yellow family? This one. I like the one and done idea. That's a good one. I think more bold color is going to be the right thing here. We're going to try this one. Let's see how it turns out, friends. It's only paper. We are not solving the world's issues here, but hopefully we're inspiring you this morning to take a moment, take a breath, and remember there is magic in every beginning. All right, and you know this part now. We're going to glue up our back, and we're going to think about nice thoughts. I always like to bring some nice thoughts into what I'm making so that hopefully that good energy is pouring into what we're making, right? And that the recipient gets to feel the good vibes that came from it. There you go for your coffee this morning, some good vibes. Let's get that going on. And somewhere is my block. I'm going to give that a little bit of pressure. And look at that, friends. Before your first morning coffee is finished, we have two beautifully assembled inspirational cards. I'm going to wind up, but I want to tell you some of the other things that were on my inspirational cards to leave you with some great thoughts today. So this one, particularly happy, you are rare and beautiful. I love that one. It's going on some silver. This one just makes me happy. And then I've got two more to show you, and I'll let you go into your days here. This one, perhaps the stars are openings where our loved ones shine down and let us know they are happy. And last but not least, for your inspiration today, you are simply magical. Thanks for joining me, friends. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're watching the replay, remember, this is my third time trying this. I'm open to suggestions of wonderful things to do to make this better and better. Thanks for being here, friends.